I don't think I have necessarily any problems with them being on more than one department.
So you're okay if, say, myself joined back with Seward County Fire, but was also, say, hypothetically speaking, on Meade County Fire? You'd be okay with that if we had people that were on both?
I think I'd be okay with people being on both.
So,
Here's the problem that we're running into is that we keep saying people in this room, and I don't think it's wise for me to talk about some HR issues in front of, like, that's an executive session problem that I need to discuss with the commissioners.
April's already discussed county policy, so I think you're safe to discuss.
Well, I apologize. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'm just sitting here thinking, okay.
well, I have a question. Like, so in that scenario, how would you choose where you would go?
Well, I'm on Seward County EMS in Kismet.
Yeah.
Whoever pages out first is where I go.
Okay, so
So
if
if
there's,
that one page first, I'd be there. If you're getting mutual aid help, I'm gonna be here anyway.
Okay.
If you're not asking for mutual aid, then I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
If this one pages first, I'm here.
because that's what I would be kind of worried about if something happened at the same time where
Agreed.
you would end up,
I see
you
your
know,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, it's whoever gets me first. If I'm on an ambulance call and a fire pages, they don't get me until I'm done with the ambulance call.
I got you.
So, but if you have a big enough fire, you're worried about people coming, you're gonna be, hopefully, in a good world, hopefully you're gonna be calling for mutual aid, and those people that might be on the other department are coming anyway. So,
Yeah, I got you. So I don't know if it's too early to do this, but from what I'm getting, it kind of seems like everybody wants to do the volunteer thing and head that direction. But how many people can actually commit today to filling out this application and getting that process started? Because it is important. I mean, you guys are 100% on the ball. Like, it's people's homes.
And not have to go to Liberal for everything? Can we do our training over here, our applications over here, everything over here?
Well, the applications are online, but maybe we can work something out where they come up.
So you're gonna have to give me a piece of paper.
I mean, we can figure something out, but for the training, I don't know, Brady, maybe we could figure something out, right?
I think when I'm supposed to be responsible for all the firefighters of Seward County, I think it's a little irresponsible for me just to not oversee how every firefighter is being trained.
Do two separate trainings, do a general session and a liberal session, so.
Or every other week or
The
something.
trucks can be operated anyway.
Well,
Let's go forward, Tom. We probably have to figure out a time thing, because obviously we have a lot of stuff going on.
Okay. Neil, you were patient. You had your hand up.
So Steve, it seems like we've got this moving forward in a very positive fashion. We've got the hyper reach that they're going to start working on. This lady has started a list, and we've agreed that we're going to start seeking volunteers to staff the Kismet Station. And I think I'm hearing you're going to tell Brady to send a firefighter back to Kismet 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Am I hearing that part correct?
Well, the original purpose of tonight was the separate fire district. But I think we've kind of, as we've talked about that, you know, if we go back to the volunteer system, I hate to have two separate fire districts.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if we can go back to the old days, whatever you want to call it, where we had a
This matter we
volunteer
just
structure.
discussed that seems to have some concerns amongst the crowd. How quickly can we put legs to this? Can we, Monday, actually start accepting invitations or applications?
You can do applications tonight,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I
And
mean,
if you need paper, like Brenda, I can get her an application, a paper application. But if there's people that want to apply tonight online, it's up there.
So I've sent the hyper reach application to Rocky and to John.
Yes.
I'll send it to Jeff so they'll have that too. But that sounds like that's the tool that you would like to see used versus just a standard text message. Correct?
Well, it's available in the county dispatch center operates it already, so it seems like
That sounds like a yes.
That thing that you talked about, is that kind of like an Amber Alert where it's just specific to an area? Is that the exact same thing he's talking about?
They can treat it like, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I got a question real quick. The other day when we had our fire, I got a call from Todd that my farm was on fire. I busted out there. Cecil called in, I called in, and when I called in, the lady was just now dispatching because she got the word that there was a fire. So if we have to wait on all of this BS before somebody tells us there's a fire, where we can call each other and say, hey, there's a fire here, and everybody gets to town, what good is it to have somebody to call everybody and tell them there's a fire when we can do that our own self? You're just adding another person to the line of fire.
Oh, take that. What happens if it's in the middle of the night and everyone's asleep and you don't know what's going on?
Yeah.
It needs to be there in place.
There's kind of got to be a central.
I'm here, I'm your neighbor to the south. I just came to say we're here to support you as mutual aid partners. Ma'am, I don't know what you saw, but there have been many women in Valpo Fire Department for years, so I really can't address that. I'll look into it. I'm not aware of that, so. But on the other hand, we certainly fight a lot of fire, and we're here to help you. I have 8 volunteer fire departments strategically located around the county. They're Title 11, Title 18, and Title 9. It works for us. So, but on your hyper reach, mostly you want redundancy. You want more than one system, just in case one fails, you have the other. And most of these mass notification systems, they'll send you a text, they'll give you a phone call with a recorded message, and an SMS message. And you usually have 3 different ways that you can get that message to whoever you're sending it to. It's easy to set up a group. It's not a big deal. Main thing is that it's personal, that somebody's there to send it out. So you can call in to most of these. I looked into hyperreach. I don't know all the ins and outs, but they're very similar, and you shouldn't have any problems getting a message to whomever in whatever way you decide that that's how you're going to do it, or all 3.
Is that not the same thing we already have with the weather alerts? Yes.
It'd be similar.
Same system. Same system.
Whenever we started the rural fire district, we didn't have to worry about insurance. You guys have to worry about insurance because they are now employed by you. And it's a rock and hard spot. It really is, guys, both ways. Back then, if you got hurt or run over, you go to the doctor and fix it. Now you gotta go through all this paperwork. It's, don't say it,
And then-
it's bad stuff.
Yeah, and
Well,
then,
that was my question. As soon as, or the rest of you, as soon as they fill out this application for a firefighter, are they automatically insured when they are hired?
They would go through our background check,
Okay,
because that's the other thing. We have to make sure there's no reason why they can't be a
And drugs.
firefighter. Well, yes, they have to go through the drug and alcohol training, but I'll be honest, we have somebody that filled out an application to be a firefighter, and they're on the sex offender registry. And so we have, there's things that we have to consider. So they go through our full background check. And then exactly what Bob was saying, at our local emergency planning group and our committee, we have a regional director that comes to all of our meetings. We have been visiting with Commissioner Lauterbach about providing training, and Brady even said, I would like to train not only the people in our county, but those counties that a lot of us share mutual aid. Let's get together with them and have trainings, and I'll let Brock explain what Kathy Hernandez had to tell us, but basically she was telling us we're taking on the liability then, and farmers too, if their equipment, if we do training with them or we tell them where to go, then we become responsible for their equipment also. If they burned up a tractor or a disc or something in the fire, then the county becomes liable for replacing their equipment. And, you know, I don't know that anybody would do that, but I will tell you that we did have one Seward County resident that happened, and they did ask for, and they weren't the Kismet area, but they did ask for their equipment to be replaced.
Okay, and Brock, did you, Brock called, I don't know if I can say this or not, but I will. Brock called, this is Friday, Thursday afternoon, and there were rumors going around that the city of Kismet had already discussed doing, the city, as in mayor and councilman, had already discussed starting a fire department.
Buying a
Never.
fire truck.
I'm the city clerk, and never. So those are rumors, and I'm tired of rumors. If you want to know the truth, go to the person, don't go to your neighbor, go to the person and ask that person.
That's why I called Rob.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll be
On the
quiet.
background check thing, that's not that unusual. I work for Meade State Park, they run a background check on me every single
Sure,
year. I'm
yeah.
a teacher and I can pass one, but that's not that unusual. So I think anyone who wants to be a volunteer for anything is willing to undergo a background check.
I agree. I just wanted people to know that we have to do that. It's not just, like Bob was saying, it's not like the good old days where,
19 up to.
yeah, people just show up and, you know, you can, unfortunately, we,
And for the farmers that want to help, we know you're going to be out there helping anyway. It's as simple as signing a waiver, because when we do pass out the radios and you take direction from Brady, then that puts us by state that we're liable for you. And Brady's liable for your well-being and your equipment. So it's as simple as, it happens all over the state, but it's just a waiver from the farmers that will respond, and we move on.
And you train on, like, if our firefighters are here, the training would be on the trucks that are here, right? Or do you train on all the trucks?
It matters the topic, but
What?
so it matters the topic. Like, say if we're talking about pump theory, like we'll cover that like classroom and go out and look at the trucks, but we get everyone familiar with every single piece of equipment.
Like, I don't even know how to turn on a fire hydrant.
Yeah. I mean,
And I-
even if someone lived in Liberal and responded out of Liberal their entire career, they're going to be comfortable with these trucks over here.
Okay, so I'm going to back up and everybody asked that question. Would the firefighters be training at this station with their equipment, or would they be training somewhere else?
I would like to have one location for training. That way,
Maybe
Seward
not
County
everybody-
Fire Department.
Maybe not everybody wants you to drive 30 minutes one way and 30 minutes back. Maybe not. I mean, there's a point here where if you make it hard enough, you can get rid of your volunteers. And if you try to work with them, you can keep them. I will equally say that I struggle with the concept of not training on the equipment that you're going to have to use.
I agree.
I think the big thing is if every firefighter trains together, then they can trust each other. We're not going to have a large staff ever, and I got records of like volunteers in this county's declined since 2013.
Horribly.
Yes, and I don't think there's just one person to blame, but it's declined. But so we're always going to have a short staff, and that's where I like all the firefighters training together, because those guys have to be able to trust each other.
Okay, so another idea is to have the first Thursday in Liberal, the third Thursday here, and let the firefighters from Liberal, come here if you want everybody together. That way we all travel. The cross train.
No, you took the words out of my mouth. I was just waiting for them to be
Oh,
done to
good.
suggest that.
Thank you.
And another.
But we gotta look because we all know that not everybody works 8 to 5 anymore.
Yes.
So perhaps it could be a Saturday. I don't know. You know, we
Yeah.
we have to be flexible. Correct, we could
I'm
do,
just going back to the old days when it was
yeah,
Thursday nights.
right. But there's no reason, in my mind, we couldn't rotate whatever. Because if there's 5 or 6 or 7 in Liberal, and there's 5 or 6 or 7 or a dozen here, then we inconvenience the same amount of people either way.
Exactly.
So here's my thoughts. It can be worked out.
Yeah.
Grady's the interim chief. If he becomes the chief, we're the fire board. We're gonna have to change the culture of this. I mean, we need
Very
more
good.
firefighters. We need more volunteers. We're gonna have to figure it out and work together and make it work for everybody the best we can. The culture of, we're gonna have to have the volunteers. We don't have the budget for 15 more firefighters. It's gonna have to be figured out. It can be figured out. The culture of this deal between the fire board, the commissioners, and if Brady becomes the chief, Tim, if somebody else becomes the chief, somebody's gonna have to work and make this.
How
work.
soon are you gonna make a decision on that one?
I think we're reasonably close, I think.
We haven't interviewed anyone. To be blunt, no one's been interviewed.
Okay.
So I had one other question or comment, maybe a little both, maybe. I heard at a meeting, I think might have been the after action, I think I wrote asked about volunteers. There was something said about volunteers weren't covered under work comp and they would get nothing if they were injured. And that's actually not true. About 25 years ago, maybe 30, Kansas changed that law and volunteers received 80% of what they got wherever they work. It's their full-time job. And that's how that functions on that side of it. Beyond that, unless that's changed, the Seward County Fire Department, FRA, or Fire Relief Association, also has additional insurance on their firefighters. Is that still the case?
Yeah.
So they're insured for accidents, incidents, whatever might occur, several ways. I'm not saying that it'd be a good thing for anybody to get hurt, but I am saying that there were big efforts made to allow that to be as good as it possibly can be. So, I think those things are out there, and if people are gonna volunteer, they'd probably be about understand that.
I would like to also say this commission has stepped up and is utilizing your tax dollars from the Road and Bridge Department. They are allowing them to respond. Last week or the week before, Brady went to our road department and did a training with our operators on safety and not to get in the fire line, giving them guidance so that they could respond. So I've been here 26 years, and this is the first time that we've had a commission engaging with our own equipment and our own people.
So I guess, so is the consensus among the, we can't take any action as a work session, okay? So for you people who live in this area, would you rather work with the current fire situation where we get volunteers and get the station staffed? Or a separate fire district? I mean, if we can make this thing work, it's mutually beneficial to everyone. Because, you know, if you have a separate fire district in Kismet, then, you know, you got mutual aid coming and going. So, to me, it makes sense to have one rural fire district that works for all. And give us a chance to work on the volunteers and communication and methods or whatever, because we can't, we appreciate you too and whoever else is on the disc. But somebody's got to know you're out there too. So, we do know we have a huge communication issue.
I guess one of my concerns is like, so if you allow volunteers, which I think is a good option, what privileges are they going to have if you do not staff this fire department over here? So like, will they be able to let themselves in and use equipment just like a firefighter would that is staffed by the county? Or what are they going to be allowed to do? Like, that's because you're not solving the problem if you're not allowing them to use the resources that you have over there.
No, I think if they're a true volunteer, they're a true volunteer.
I mean, all our current volunteers have full access to all our equipment.
But again, that's a Brady thing, but the communication has to be there. So.
We have full access to the equipment of the county if we decided to do our own fire district. Kismet would be its own fire district. Is that what I'm hearing?
It's gonna take a lot of things to be ironed out if you go that route. I mean, but if you choose to work with Brady and add volunteers, I think that's your quickest action, but.
That's what I was going to ask. What will be quick? To start our own or to
I mean,
jump on board?
I'll just tell you, like, if that's still like going through people's heads, if you want to start your own fire department, this is an incorporated city. You have home rule. You can do that. You can change your city code and do that. And if the county has extra equipment, like if you guys really wanted to do that, I would support you as much as I can. I would try to equip you an engine, try to get you a brush truck, and try to get you equipped if that's what Kismet really wants to do. Like, I've looked at the ISO thing. So that's like ISO is going to come up when we're talking about this, and like that is something that if we're worried about insurance for Kismet, that if you guys can have your own fire department, I think that works out for you also. And several people mentioned automatic aid. Like, we can have an automatic aid agreement, and then you can use our personnel for your ISO score. Like, and that's, I'm not putting words in your guys' mouth. Like, I've heard it brought up several times. If you wanted your own fire department, like if that's the case, like we'd have to have commission approval, but like I would want to equip you guys as best you can. That if that's what Kismet really wants.
Are you just talking within the city limits though, Brady?
What was that?
Are you just talking within the city limits?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
I don't think that's what you want.
That's not.
So, Mr. Helm, why don't you take a vote and so go with
They can't.
Oh, you can't, like raise a hand for a consensus?
When there's a fire,
No, it's a pole themselves.
well, let's just say they see smoke from this, a mile and a half high, or as the closest person responder, whatever. Are they the incident commander at that point?
Are you asking me
I
directly?
am asking. First man on scene, is he the incident commander?
If we want to go by the book, then we would say yes, but his main concern's not commanding fire trucks coming in. His main concern is putting out the fire.
That's right, and so this, one of his big concerns would probably be calling for mutual aid. Would that be allowed?
I don't think he needs to call for mutual aid at that point. We need to worry about fighting the fire. We already have people in place for that, and there's systems set up for fire departments to call for mutual aid.
I mean, to your two questions on equipment, I'll be smart. My comment's a pretty smart comment. Doesn't do any good to have all the volunteers in the world if we don't let you get in a truck and go fight the fire.
That's right.
So I think if you're qualified, the surrounding counties, to my knowledge, that don't have paid, there's, if you're qualified, you're qualified. But then we've got to have the communication. And I think everyone understands that. Someone's got to be in charge. And we have to have the communication back and forth. But, no, that's the purpose of this. If that's what we're gonna do, is have volunteers, then we have to trust them to go drive a truck and work on a fire. Not wait on somebody from Liberal to show up, say, okay, now you can go do this. No.
So, Greg, what were you getting at there? So if you're the first guy, I don't know anything about fire. If you're the first guy on the scene and it's out of control, can the first guy on the scene call for mutual aid? Why wouldn't you? Is that what you're getting at?
That's how it is in the fire service around the United States.
Okay.
But it is not apparently how it is here.
Well, I think it should be, if you want my opinion.
I didn't know I was making sure I was clear on that, what you were saying. But yeah, Chris?
I didn't really want to go down this road, but I will. One of the reasons that I quit after 30-some years with Stewart County Fire was because I was spending more time getting called into the chief's office, I was supposed to explain why I went on a call that was for Stewart County Fire. I was told I would not be able to request mutual aid. I had done that. I got in trouble for that. I was told I could not establish command. If it's a hazmat incident, you're required by law, the first person there, even if he's been on the department 5 minutes, to establish command. From what I'm hearing from what he's saying, we're still gonna have that problem.
No.
If mutual aid had been called for when this fire started, when they saw the smoke, when they left Liberal, we had trucks in planes, because I had called my chief on the way from my house and said, this looks really bad. You better get ready, they're gonna be calling you. And they had trucks sitting there running and people in them, and they were never called. My chief went back, he asked, I hate to go down this road, but we're going. He asked me dispatch if they had offered mutual aid to Liberal, Stewart County, dispatch, whatever they're called. There was a 911 call about this fire out here, came into me dispatch. Me dispatch calls in Stewart County dispatch on the phone, you got a fire, blah, blah, blah. While the two are on the phone together, Stewart County dispatches Stewart County Fire. Me then asked, do you want us to send at least planes your way until you find out for sure what you've got? I don't know if that message got to the incident commander or not. We have not been able to determine that. We don't know if it went any further. But if it had been me, with my experience as a volunteer entirely my whole damn career, I would have, when I saw that smoke, I would have called for mutual aid. And I'm still really frustrated, and I don't understand. Yes, you're gonna go put water on the fire. Totally agree with that. But when you know you're 17, 18 miles that way, and you know that it takes a bit to get here, and I understand why this station hasn't been staffed, okay? I get it to a point, I don't agree with it. And if we just like to do 8 to 5, that doesn't solve our problem either, but that's a whole other topic. But why are you not calling for mutual aid? And I'm not asking because I happen to be on Plains' fire department, okay? I've asked that question since I got my butt hauled in there, I don't know how many times, under a different chief, but I'm still hearing the same thing. Why are we not calling for mutual aid? You can turn them around. It's a basis of the whole system. You call early, and you call everybody you might possibly need, and then you go, oh, well, gosh, we got here, it turns out we didn't need you. And they go home. I would love for you to explain that to me. And if I'm putting you on the spot, I apologize, but I just don't understand.
Some of that goes with bad incidents we've had in the past that I'm trying to look out for our neighbors also, because I know they're extremely short-staffed. So if we don't need the help, I don't want to pull them out from the county, from their county, and then something happens in their county and nothing
And
happens.
it's 7 miles compared to 20
I
miles.
will tell you, on October 15th of 2025, we called for mutual aid from the neighboring county, and they took an hour and 11 minutes to arrive on scene. So it's not always a guarantee that they're going to come.
No.
That's why you call all of them.
It's why you call early and you call often and you call everybody you think you might possibly need.
Okay.
Sorry, I do not want to go down that road, but I'm trying to explain the whole incident and the people calling, command and all that.
So I guess is the consensus amongst everyone that we try to work as one department, work as volunteer, work the volunteer system,
No,
and not have.
I'd like to consider the other way. I just learned about this on Monday. I'd like to look at a western division or an eastern side of the county.
Okay, what would the
Not just Kismet.
boundary look like?
That's what a group would get together and talk about.
Okay.
Is there 1,200 square miles in this county? Is that right? Somewhere around there?
640, I believe.
Oh, just 640 square miles.
Give or take. I believe so. Is that how it's-
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, that is correct, Chris.
We don't have to, I'd just like to discuss it. I'd like to understand it better, what would go learning about this on Monday.
So would you be opposed if we went the volunteer route
No.
while we study this other?
Sounds like a good plan. We can open it up to volunteers, but maybe consider it.
Maybe, as we get the volunteers and try to get this deal rolling, then still do your deal on the eastern half, or whatever map you would draw, and then we can
I
look
think
at
we should
that.
have, even if we do it or don't do it, we should have volunteers.
Right.
And so move in that direction as we consider what we want to do over here.
Anybody have any big objections? Think it's okay?
No, that's a good idea.
Okay, so between Brady and April, we'll figure out the volunteer process. Can't be that difficult, okay? As far as getting you all signed up, get you checked out, make sure you pass all the tests and everything.
Thank you for coming out tonight.
Can we
Is
get
that-
a deadline on this? I mean,
The application's online. If you need paper copies, we can get them over here to Kismet.
What is the timeframe? Say somebody submits an app, how long are we talking? Months, weeks, days, years? Yeah, when we leave here tonight, what's the deadline?
When you submit an application online, it automatically hits Brady and our HR director, which is Angela Johnston. She immediately will start that process, which is going to consist first of a background check. If they're eligible, then she'll be contacting them to come in and take their drug and alcohol test. And we are now able to do that locally through Cimarron Basin Community Corrections. So somebody can come in to Liberal and take their drug and alcohol test in the courthouse.
Could we ask if we had, say, 15 or 20 out here, if they could just come do it all at once?
Yes, and Kayla would be willing to do that.
Background checks can take a while, can't they?
Yeah.
Just so they know.
Yeah,
But you're talking
A week, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, something like that.
yeah.
A week.
The background, what, is the IC check?
We do, I mean, we do a full background check through our HR system now, so.
Can we
It'll
get a
be
deadline
criminal
on-
background
what's
plus
that-
driver's
What's
license.
that communication you were talking about, Brady? And you said it takes an hour, what's the deadline on that? You said it takes an hour to get it going?
Oh.
Get it ready
To get
to
it
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can sign up for HyperReach tonight too. It's available on the
Yeah, but they're
website.
gonna develop a group for like DID
Correct.
or water or whatever, so they
And-
can get the ones that they need to hit.
And we have a communications meeting on Tuesday at 1:30, so we can talk. The whole communications board will be there and we can talk to them about getting that set up. And what they need, what information they need from us to be able to do that. Greg worked with this system before, so he may have, I don't know, how long will it take communications to set up a group?
Typically, set up the groups. The agency responsible for those people sets the group up and keeps it updated. The dispatch wouldn't necessarily hire a new guy, or if he didn't, or they just wouldn't know. So it's the agency's responsibility to do that.
Okay. And I'm just the interim emergency manager, but at the last communications meeting, I understood it that Valerie in the communications department sets that up because there's a lot of people on the communications board now that have not had hyperreach training. And they're, okay.
Actually, that's the best way to do it, is for that individual to set it up and run it, whoever's responsible for that agency, because they know about changes.
Okay.
And so they can make those happen pretty, if you're in there in one with one, it probably takes, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes to enter one. It might take you 20 minutes to set the group up and devise the parameters for that. And then beyond that, very simple there, indicate the person, their name, phone number, and if they want to get it via email, I don't know if anybody does, but phone number, email, whether they want it voice, whether they want it text, whether they want it via email. So, or all three. That's not necessarily a bad option, I guess.
Well, I think with this list, we can check with the communications board and see if there's a form for people to fill out.
Well, they would fill out their information online.
Oh, online?
Yeah. So we get the information, right, Greg? They would fill it out, if they want to fill it out tonight, online, and then we would take it from there, or do we need to know that they specifically want fire?
And I would suggest, Rocky,
Yeah.
somebody over there, so we've got this, we got water supply, what else? Do you need another category?
Well, I need, maybe water locations for the guys.
Even-
Yes, where we
even
can
water
fill up.
supply for water
Yeah.
trucks, if you have water trucks.
I mean, maybe something that you guys have it mapped out and the.
Right.
The
Yeah,
tanker hits closest supply and it takes it right to them.
If you'd get us coordinates, that would help. We can set that up in the EM mapping system.
Right. There was a big fire we had out here a couple months ago. Didn't your cattle crew go out there pushing cattle too? Yeah, we had all my employees that work.
That may not be a bad idea either. Help these farmers, a lot of people live and die by the cow.
I mean, another thing is Chris, my tractor caught on fire out here in North Kismet, 6 years ago, something like that. And a sheriff showed up instantly after I called 911, and he didn't have a fire. He could have easily got the tractor out if he would have had a fire extinguisher. I carry fire extinguishers now on all my equipment because of that. But the simple fact that a sheriff does not have a fire extinguisher is unbelievable. He was there within minutes from me calling 911. And I was like, hey, give me your fire extinguisher. He's like, I don't have one. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Basic equipment.
So you can start with that.
I have another suggestion. Would all of you, since you should have a key, would all of you go over to our fire station and look at, I know Hyro knows where it is.
I've been there.
Have you? I think all of you need to go over and just look at it and see what we have.
But both of them, right?
And be proud.
Both fire stations, the one that's on this side and then the. Don't you guys have another one?
City owns
Where?
that building. There's one Pumper sitting next to the.
Okay, yeah.
Both of them if you want, but especially this one. Yeah, you should go see what we have.
The city building.
I think we said there were 6 certified people. I only have 4 written down. I have David Winkler, Chris Standard, Greg Standard, Devin Ryan. You said you were certified, right, Devin? And then who were the other 2? Sorry. Dallas, are you? No. Who else raised their hand that they were certified?
It was many years ago.
I have you, Chris. I have Chris, Greg, David, and Devin. Mike. I can't even see Mike. So.
Yeah, he's back there.
Okay.
Here's
It's just certifiable.
And was there six? Was there a sixth one?
Don Richard. Don.
Dawn.
D-O-N.
Okay.
Something I'd like to bring up, another safety issue is we got this train, they'll park out here on our main street for hours. Have you guys ever worked on trying to extend the track down farther down where they're not blocking our main street? That's a fire hazard.
That's a new discussion.
You got anything? I thought it was Richards. We're kind of wrapping up. So we can go to the fire station.
We'll go to the fire station. If someone unlock it.
Yeah.
Do you have a key? Okay,
Are
he
you-
has a key. Thank
I'm
you.
sorry. Todd, are you asking about the railroad?
Yeah.
So we've had several discussions with the railroad, and we've gone as far as Topeka, and even Senator Moran at the federal level has tried to work on the railroad issue for us. Them blocking the tracks and it being a safety issue here, and especially when then your other route is the Masoni Bridge, which is not safe either. We have not been successful in those discussions. And then also now Union Pacific is merging with Norfolk South. Yeah, Norfolk Southern. So it's not just the city of Kismet or Seward County. It's a problem throughout many of the small towns around us when they block the train tracks, and they've allowed the trains to be longer and longer. But it has gone before legislation. There's been, but the railroad fights it pretty hard too. And I don't know how to politically correctly say this, so I'll just say it, and they have a lot more money than other people have to fight it. And so, yeah.
Okay. Todd, you got anything?
Nothing further.
Clay?
I think as a group, we're trying to listen to you guys, and we want to, make this happen and kind of change the culture that we've been in. And
Would you start again, please? I can't hear.
I think as a commission, we hear you, and we want to change the culture that we've been going down, and, we're trying to implement what used to work in the past, and we just got to get it all in place right now and get everyone on board.
Ira?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming over.
Ira?
Yeah, I just want to echo stuff that Clay said. I appreciate you guys as well taking the initiative and, making sure that you guys' voices are heard and everything like that. And, we'll get it done. It might, hopefully it gets done quick, but, these things do take just a little bit of time. But just know that we're listening to you guys and we're doing everything that we can. And I'm excited to see more volunteers and I think that's all I got. So.
John? Yeah, thanks for coming. Hopefully we have a bunch of volunteers sign up tonight and tomorrow when we get the ball rolling and background checks and drug tests start happening and we can get things moving. Like I said, what Ira said, we just gotta change the culture in this whole fire system. We can get along and work together. We're all in the same county, and in the end, it's better for Seward County the more volunteers we have. I live in the northwest part of the county. It's the same thing. It's a long ways. If there's a fire in my part, hopefully they get there first, and you guys come second from Kismet. If it's over here, you get started. Liberal comes. I don't see any downfall to getting more firefighters and figuring this deal out. I think we get the ball rolling, and thanks for getting us together tonight. Thanks for everyone coming. You have 3 new good commissioners that are interested in Seward County. that if you had seen them in action on February, whatever day that was, y'all be very proud of the new commissioners you have. So, with that, do we need a motion to dismiss?
You will need a motion to adjourn.
Anybody?
I motion that we dismiss.
So moved. We have a motion on the commission to dismiss. Okay, so we have Iro made the motion, John second, all in favor. Thank you all, we're going first.
So do we need to announce that you're going on a tour?